Mic test, mic test. You read me loud and clear, yeah? Okay, so I don't got much time today. So let's get on with it. Last time, we found Shiroko. Or did we? In any case, the Sanctums are back. Gotta destroy them again. Or rather, we gotta find out how to get into that sphere thing, right? Alright, we were dealing with Gematria. The fortress above the sky you seek toward is a kind of Arc of Atrahasis. How do I pronounce that? Did I pronounce it right? Arc of Atrahasis? Atrahasis? Atrahasis. Atrahasis. The H is silenter? Softer? Atrahasis. Okay, Arc of Atrahasis. Got it. I mean, it sounds better that way. It's easier to say. Yes, some time ago, an arc bearing that name appeared for a brief moment in Millennium, then disappeared. It's a legacy left behind by the nameless gods, the old masters of Kifotos buried deep beneath the Earth's strata. It's an ancient civilization, so to speak. The AL1S. Aris. Yeah, Alice? Aris. I'm still thinking it's supposed to be Alice. Well, officially in English, that is. And Aris being the Romanized version. We found, and some prophets prior to being hacked by Decagrammaton are such legacies. We didn't think they would pose a particular threat since they were already cold, but would never have thought the Chroma arriving from outside of Kifotos would seek to secure them. It seems, as long as it's a mystery that's manifested even once in Kifotos, the Guide of Chroma can make it its own. The Arc of Atrahasis must have been secured that way too, like the Chroma Decagrammaton that appeared through the Sanctum, the Mimesis, and the Artificial Angels. If that arc is the legacy of the nameless gods, there's no technology that can deal with it. Unless you fight fire with fire. You need to acquire the technology of the nameless gods yourself. Is that what's in the Beatles? Correct. An ancient weapon capable of dealing with the Arc of Atrahasis waits there. Dang, man, do I have to dig up the entire desert? That was exactly what I was looking for in the Abydos desert via the Kaiser Corporation. The ancient weapon buried in a stratum of Kifotos, a pre-enlightenment terror that cannot be understood with existing technology. But I wasn't interested in that at the time. Well, what she know? What did she do? My goal at the time was to possess the most powerful mystery of Kifotos through a contract. Back then, the treasure buried in Bedos was a fanciful whim. It would have been convenient to have found it using Kaiser, but it didn't matter if I didn't. That's how I felt about it. But to Kaiser's president, my explanation must have sounded enticing. Ancient weapon more powerful than Kifotos. What if something like that came into your possession? The president thought it'd be possible to rule all of Kifotos. Then finally, the excavation of the super ancient weapon buried in the Bedos desert was successful. Hey, it froze. Why? 1 second. There we go. Silly camera. Why did it turn off? Well, the president had no reason to hesitate anymore. That weapon The president must have felt Kaiser could overtake any and every district in Kyoto's. So the General Student Council was attacked, and Shale Sensei was kidnapped. If things had gone according to plan, Kyoto's truly could have fallen into the hands of the president. But that's when the false sanctums appeared. When Sanctum Tower was destroyed, the cautious president realized he was in over his head and retreated. You could say he's a savvy businessman. He knew he'd need Sanctum Tower to use the ancient weapon. Since Sanctum Tower has been destroyed, there's no way and no person who can handle the ancient weapon. Except for just one person. The owner of the Shitting Chest. An artifact on par with the Sanctum Tower. It's the ancient weapon. At first I thought that what was buried in Vito's could be an ark. It wasn't an ark, but something similar. Something just as great. It was a ship. The final form of the weapon, which is comparable to the Ark of Atrahasis, is known by a name born from the origins of Kyotos. It's Utnapishtim's ship. Did I pronounce that right? An intergalactic battleship. Ooh. I'm imagining like raining bombardment from high above. I know that's like completely removed from the actual game, but still, you know. Oh, we're back in Vito's. Shino? Bean? Why is she here instead? Hmm. Hmm. Ah, right. So they need to look for the ship, so everyone's here. Right, right. That makes sense. Yeah, okay. Welcome to Vito's. Yes, thanks for having us. When the Kaiser Corporation attacked Sampton Tower, the president said, "We are occupying Sanctum Tower. Why? We recently acquired an ancient weapon, and we need the Sanctum Tower's power to, well, I won't bore you with the petty details. All you need to know is that Kibotos is now under control of the Kaiser Corporation. The Academy City belongs to us now. Not Gamatria, not the General Student Council. Us. At the time, there was too much going on for me to really consider the implications of his words, but I did find the remarks strange. An ancient weapon wasn't something I would expect coming from the mouth of a corporate president. Under certain normal circumstances, I likely wouldn't have noticed the connection between the Kaiser Corporation and this ancient weapon. But considering weird, like, ancient stuff is like popping out of the sky, certainly unexpected. Hmm. That's so. No? So Kaiser was looking for this ancient weapon in the desert. That was the reason Kaiser took land in Avito's district. I always wondered why they wanted it so badly. It's kind of anticlimactic now that I know the answer. Some long-lost ancient weapon? What is this? It sounds so dumb. I didn't think it would literally be a treasure hunt. Yeah, it is a treasure hunt, huh? I mean, in a way, that makes sense for them. If it's a powerful weapon that money can't even buy, they'll do anything to get their hands on it. Yes, at the time, the Kaiser Corporation attacked the General Student Council just because they obtained this ancient weapon. They didn't consider, no, they didn't believe there would be consequences. Warmongers. They were confident in their ability to fight all of Kyotos, That's probably why there's a PNC activity going in now the desert was spiked recently. So Ayane, we're supposed to go to the PNC ex- excavation site. Yeah. To obtain this ancient weapon, right? Yes, but the desert is technically still Kaiser's property. Well, considering they are invasion of the rest of the place, I think they can be booted. I see. Then I guess we'll just go in Shiroko style. Nani? Right. Wait, that's not meant. We just have to make sure we don't get caught. Move fast. Yeah, we need that weapons thingy so we can capture Shiroko. Put your mask on, Ayane. There you go. Kaiser PMC left the base, so it'll be empty. Oh, really? Yes, but it's still Kaiser's property, so I was just trying to say that we need to be cautious because we don't know when they'll return. Hmm, how disappointing. I thought I was going to let off some steam. No masks for this mission, I suppose. But you're so cute putting yours on with us when you knew we didn't need it, Ayane. Well, that's... Just to bring it here. It sounds a little too simple. Forge rules your task force. It's impossible to simply carry it out in the desert. Yeah, I can't imagine carrying a battleship out would be easy. Then again, maybe it shrinks. What we need is for you to secure the location. Can't move it. How big is this thing? Bigger than you can imagine. According to Sensei's info, the ancient weapon is... an intergalactic... Oh, they didn't... Why did they only... Why was Sensei only telling them that it was an ancient weapon, not an actual battleship? Piecemeal. Uh, eh. What is this? His kind turned back to normal, so we came back. Say, tongue, please. The sky turned back to normal, so we came to check the base. And there are intruders. Ah. Now that the sanctums are gone, Kaiser must be slowly coming back. But this was originally our land. That they bought over, technically. Yeah, you guys are just squatters. On paper, it's still theirs. Maybe it's fine, actually, maybe. Now that Kabuto's is in chaos, I'm sure Sensei can swoop in later and say some adult language fix whenever we break. Metaphorically speaking. Don't do that! They're still here. Let's get rid of them before we go. On your command. All your ships are mine. There's really no need, is there? I could go full auto, but I don't like how the AI wastes somebody. Yeah, like this. Waste the attacks on just any small fry. You can activate AoE I have. Come here. System. Oh, it's already. No, it's not yet. It's not dead yet. Come on. According to the coordinates, it should be this way. I mean, the facility has to be around it, so it's not. It can't be that big, is it? And the facility is pretty much for the thing. So why wouldn't it be centered around it? Well, not centered, but you get what I mean. It'd be focused around it. Over there, over here. There's an entrance connected to the basement. It looks quite deep. Let's go. Where? Mechanical hallway. Let's keep going. The inside is a little more neat. This way, this stairway. How do you know where to go? This looks more like the hangar bay. If it's a battleship. This is... Oh. It looks like a boat. Well, more boat, less battleship. Less battle part of the ship. See, it wasn't an exaggeration. It appears to really be an intergalactic battleship. All aboard. Udna Pishtons. Okay, just separate it into two parts. Udna Pishton. Okay, got it. And how are we going to launch it? Using my adult tablet? The what? Shittim chest, yes? This must be the battleship's bridge. It actually looks super legit. This looks to be the operations room for the ship. But wow, it's got modern numbers. I might not know much about aircrafts like this, but this has got to be the cockpit. The control room is quite large. It looks like it requires at least 10 people to operate. And that's just from the inside of the battleship. Consider all the people who have to handle air traffic control from the ground. You're right, it takes 4 or 5 to operate a tank. So for a battleship of this size, this is an artifact with technology we don't understand. The more people to help with interpreting, analyzing, and manipulating information, the better. Yep, get all the smarty pants. Students skilled in strategic tactics, management, technologists, and hackers. Anyone with the skill set to help. Everyone. Gee, did you hear? It's gonna get really busy. You're relentless. None of us had a break. I've had a break in days, Amari. To make matters worse, they're going to be informed once they find out about the intergalactic battleship. Intergalactic battleship! Though if you did find like an alien battleship, you would be pretty excited, huh? Is this really a battleship created from ancient technology? I guess that's up to us to figure out now. The intergalactic battleship of an ancient civilization will be the height of our research and engineering work. Everyone laughed at the idea of the battleship, but our research wasn't in vain. Iris, your railgun is proof of that. Yes, the fridge! Science fiction is very trendy right now. That genre is hot! Wait a second. Iris, what are you doing here? Well, I heard an intergalactic battleship was discovered, so I hope to come to the engineering department. No, I told you stay at Millennium. We don't even know where President Rio is yet. I'm pretty sure Rio won't like opt to like kick Alice's butt instead of go against the actual active danger that is what do we even call it? They haven't really given the phenomenon a name yet, have they? The false sanctums, I guess. But the false sanctums are gaining, gaining energy from something else. They never really named it, did they? Have they? I don't remember. I want to be a space hero. Hold on, that reminded me. What was that game? Star Ocean. I do want to play them. I played one on my PSP. Yeah, on my PSP. I had fun. Which one was it? Man, there are so many like JRPGs that I haven't played. Stop the nonsense and go back to Millennium immediately. Noah is guarding the academy in case of emergency. You're such a cold, calculating monster. You don't know anything about the dream of space heroes. That's a new nickname. Yuka, if her safety is your concern, your current location is probably safer than anywhere else in Kyoto's. Are you serious, Noah? They'd be right, once the battleship takes off, how is Rio ever going to get on board? President Rio's brand is control over everything. The Millennium District lives in the palm of her hand. Yeah. She may know how is my mind just skipping words? She may know every nook and cranny of Millennium, but the President doesn't know about the battleship. It's safer here. That's why I sent Alice in the game development department together. You mind looking after her, please? No, absolutely not. It's not safe. It's just the President after Alice. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Alice. Well, I guess it's safer if she's where I can see her. She lost her. Where did she go? For such a bookish looking character, Alice is really kinda hyper, huh? I'll be counting on you, Yuka. Don't push yourself too hard. No, bye. You'll guard the academy, so smooth out those wrinkles, Yuka. You're not here to mess around. Seriously. Explore the ship! Are they actually... They aren't taking it apart, are they? The structure here, the plumbing and wiring are simpler than we thought. Well, even an ancient artifact can't defy gravity and the laws of physics, huh? Paradise is now analyzing the battleship's operating system. We'll find out more about its structural integrity. Excellent. Let's break it down piece by piece. Yes, I'll take a look over here. Oh, goodness. Don't break anything, will you? The neural code algorithm's analysis is complete. How's it going, Kotam? Have you gained access? And you can put down that gun now. Yes, the connection to the central processing unit was successful. It's working. Ah, this is awesome. And it didn't take long thanks to the Vice President's help. I thought we'd have trouble since it's ancient technology, but not. This is the battleship's main operating system. I don't recognize the language, but I can probably figure it out. I don't think so, honestly, because, well... Yeah, coding itself, coding alone is a pain in the ass already. So coding in a different language you don't even recognize is Well, if they can do it, I guess. Hey Mari, we're logged into the OS. I'm sending the algorithms over to you now. Excellent work. Thank you, Chi. How's it going, Mari? We have access to the central nervous system of the battleship's main system. It is essential we analyze this first because if you understand the structure of the nervous system, you can understand the operational principles of all parts at a glance, right? Correct. You're very quick. Then where do we begin? We do know so f- what do we know so far about this ancient artifact with unknown technology? Hmm. These are its blueprints. You'd think Kaiser would, have, you know, blueprints of their own, having, an entire facility built around it already and excavated it. The overall structure is as expected, of course. It lives up to its name, but Napishtim's ship. The dimensions are so and so. The interior is divided into 15 zones, but the minute details of the structure are still being confirmed. Knowing its appearances, there's not much on this battleship that can be used as a weapon. So it's more of a ship than a battleship then. Would that mean it wasn't built for battle but a different function entirely? It could be like a personnel carrier, I suppose. As of now, it's too early to tell. We'll continue our analysis. There was that huge hangar earlier, if it even was a hangar. Hmm. Hmm. Hmm? Enemy that appeared in photos is beyond my control. He's invading from outside photos as well. Neither the nameless gods nor the forgotten gods would know them. Incomprehensible enemy. It seems to be copying the same abilities of the archive character has built by us, the nameless gods. I wonder if you know, Princess. The artifact you are currently standing on is an mysterious anti-arc weapon created by our enemies of the past to defeat us. Friends will never be able to decipher how to use it. Do you understand, Princess? They're currently aboard their most dangerous nemesis. Just run, Princess. Flee as quickly as you can. Reject me, I understand continuing my existence, but still, I am your servant. One minute to lead you to your rightful purpose. Despite your repudiation of my existence and yours, I still do not wish your death. You must not board the Napishtim when its engines begin running. I will destroy you first, princess of the nameless gods, because that is the very purpose of its existence. My princess, you will be utterly eradicated. I am not ordering you. It is not a warning. This is my desperate plea. What could it possibly do to Alice? Hmm. But not bestimmt ship too. Are they really? Are they actually taking stuff apart? So, do you have any thoughts, engineering department? Yes, I understand completely. That's wonderful. I understand that we will never in any universe ever understand the structure of this battleship. Hmm. What? I can't grasp the battleship's fuel propelled operating principles, engine structure, or design at all. Well, this is an artifact that cannot be understood with our current knowledge of technology and engineering. It makes sense that we can't understand it. Thought that researching this thing would help our long-cherished dream. It won't help us even one iota. Is that so? Well, but don't worry. You may not understand how it works, but what we can do is figure out how to run it. What do I mean? Just because you don't know the structure of a car engine doesn't mean you can't drive it, right? As a simple interpretation, all operating systems can be viewed as a device for transforming input data into output data. If we can understand the conversion process inductively, we can still take advantage of its functions even without understanding the structure. In other words, step on the accelerator, go vroom vroom, turn the wheel, and go turn left and right. Yes. If we can organize that information, we can create a piloting manual without having to know how the technology actually works. Makes sense to me. I believe in you, engineering department. It seems calling it an intergalactic battleship may have been a bit premature, as there are no weapons, and the maximum altitude it implies about 100,000 meters. It would break apart if it went outside the atmosphere, let alone into space. Oh, it would break apart. That would be structural integrity rather than altitude. I mean, have you even lifted off? Most peculiar of all. More than 75% of the total mass of this battleship is made up of arithmetic logic units. It's a smart ship. In other words, this isn't a battleship, but a kind of flying dimensional topological quantum computer, I believe. We'll have to skip our class on understanding the ship's origins. Really, why is Hanako in the makeup top? But with this, it could be possible to defeat the Arc of Atrahasis, right? Yes, the silver lining here is that multi-dimensional analysis is possible with this. Not only that, if a genius hacker himself uses a computing device of this level, likely had everything in the world. Perhaps I could even hack that Arc of Atrahasis itself. Then we could crash the Arc to the ground or make it self-destruct. Theoretically, self-destructing could be difficult, but hacking the propulsion system could make the Arc fall. That would require physical access to the Arc systems. The chess pieces we'll need for this fight, it's coming together. This fight is about? Put simply, rather than bullets and guns, we will win this fight by pitting a dimensional topological quantum computer against an opponent that's violating the rules of multidimensional analysis. That sentence was a mouthful. A battle of bad taste between two hackers in summary. Himari, it seems that onus falls on you to lead in charge. I have no experience in computers or technology of this degree. What else is a genius hacker for? And first, I'll need to establish a theory on how their multi-dimensional analysis functions. Wait. Let me see that again. I'll need to establish a theory on how their multi-dimensional analysis functions. Oops, no, I didn't read that. Damn it. Sounds difficult. So please let me know if you need help. Did I miss another one? No, she just left. Oil? Amos? When did Amos get in here? That is incorrect. Speaking. Is this model equipped with speakers? Your current formula fails to correct errors in the quantum information. You need to use an ion trap. Oh, that's right. I can't believe a genius like myself made such a basic mistake. You haven't rested for days, it's natural. Thank you is pushing themselves past their limit. The only difference is that I'm look at beauty. But what? No, who are you? Rio? And you think it's real? Close enough. I am the calculation support AI sent by President Rio. So, a smart calculator. Okay, thanks. Incorrect. I'm not Rio. I'm the calculation support AI. I guess that filthy girl wouldn't show her face here unless she had no shame at all. About Alice. Yes, she kidnapped Alice, but I'd like to talk about what I find truly ghastly about her actions. Oh, you'll have to listen to my monologue then. Toki? Rio gave Toki dangerous equipment and forced her to carry out her bidding, even knowing the potential ramifications of using such a weapon. And I've realized recently that Toki has no friends. Do you know why? Because Rio prevented her from interacting with anyone for security reasons. And Toki did every last thing asked of her, without a single complaint. She even undertook the mission to kidnap her own underclassmen, but did Rio truly inform Toki of what that mission meant? The AI stuttered, huh? Rio coerced and manipulated Toki into killing a person. Alice isn't a real person. Don't make me laugh. I don't care what her perspective on life was. What she did was unforgivable. Does Rio, the great all-knowing big sister, know what Toki thought when she realized what she was being asked to do? How she felt? She never should have forced Toki into her delusional scheming. Rio and her trolley problem. She puffed her chest out with all her moral superiority, but it was Toki who had to pull the lever. What a coward! And when her plan fell to pieces, do you know what she said to Toki? Do whatever you want. And then she disappeared. Irresponsible, cowardly, selfish. Did you even consider how Toki would feel left alone and deprived of the only person she had been allowed to talk to? Do you know why she was unable to join the CNC? Why Toki felt the need to simply disappear? Of course you don't. Loneliness or guilt of others would never cross Big Sister's mind. Empathy doesn't reside within delusions, you exist within. You know, Toki came to me and asked. She asked what she could do, how she could be helpful. She didn't know how else to find her worth unless she was useful, no matter how insignificantly so. Even now, Toki is fighting alone. She ignores her wounds and searches and fights in places where sanctums couldn't manifest alone. Do you understand her desperation, her pain? Filthy witch. You don't deserve such a loyal maid and friend. And if CNC doesn't want Toki, I'll take her with me. I'll protect her. Actually, Filthy doesn't even begin to cover your impulsiveness. You're right. I know that I'm not welcome. I even understand why you want me. But don't you need my help operating this artifact? I know more about the legacy of the Nameless Cause than anyone else in Kivotos. No, I don't need you. If you knew their legacy so well, the world wouldn't have come so close to being destroyed last time. Because of your own actions. You did nothing. It was the very person you tried to kill who stopped you from destroying the world. So no, not a single soul in Kavotos needs your help. Get off the ship. Alice, Sensei, in the game development department. I don't need you. Understood. Kimari? Oh, Haruko, what is it? Oh, the unmanned drone? I was doing a quick voice test. Is that Tsukatsuki Ryo, student council president? I heard she disappeared. I guess she's doing okay. Haruko, thinking of her reminds me of a story from an ancient epic. A story? Yes, more of an ironic fable. It's a story about a king whose desperate attempts to avoid a prophecy actually caused it to come to fruition. The king received an oracle that the kingdom would be destroyed and nearly went mad to attempt to escape that fate. But in the end, the king's efforts were the cause of the kingdom's destruction. The king did everything he could to prevent the prophecy's fulfillment. He banished the prophet, destroyed the temple, and sealed all the gateways, and started a war. In the end, his beloved brothers, all his families, vassals, everyone he loved died. The kingdom was an uninhabitable ruin. The fable's moral is worth contemplating. Is destiny inescapable? Does individual human effort mean nothing at all? I discussed this with Seiya, Trinity's prophet. What should the king have done to escape his fate? What did the king do wrong? For one, he should have looked at the ground. It's simple, Haruko. The king's biggest mistake was being a king. His mistake was being a king? Being a king who banishes prophets and starts wars. A king who believes in prophecies. That was the king's biggest mistake. But say, that isn't really a mistake the king made. You can point to then. He did nothing wrong. If the king gave up his power, if he renounced his rights, if he never listened to the prophet, prophecy might not have even come true. Isn't that a bit of a stretch? It is. It's entirely pointless. The question is inherently flawed. There is no answer to a story like this. My apologies. This isn't my place. I shouldn't be meddling in your affairs. No, I understand. We have no way of knowing how this will end, so let's do everything we can. I can worry about condemning her once this is all over. Rio, let's just say computational support AMS for now. Can you come here and help me with calculations? Oh, sure, so she's still stuck around, eh? It's like the second cone. Chief Officer and even Sensei, did you hear everything? Don't worry, I know a little bit of the situation. I won't talk about the Millennium President's presence. Thank you. It seems she is somewhat of a pariah among the students at this moment. For all of them, and for us, there's a mountain of problems to be solved. Chief Officer, did I hear you mention a cone earlier? Oh, yes. It's not a big deal. I hate the air jets above. Is it being picked up by the mic? That's better. It's not a big deal. I heard about the 7 strange questions of Kiruto's from the president of the General Student Council. It was like a kind of Zen dialogue, where it was unclear what was being asked or whether there was an answer. The General Student Council president liked things like that. So the General Student Council president was interested in the unknown. Yes. She liked mysterious stories that couldn't be explained, stuff that involved artifacts, the occult. Like Sensei's Shirem trust. It's a kind of artifact that cannot be understood with our current knowledge. The second cone went as follows. Can you understand by means of the incomprehensible? This is my first time hearing the second cone. That's the kind of question. Well, it was the sixth cone she was really interested in, but anyway, the second cone was a trap. It's not a complete sentence. Yes. Can you understand what, through the incomprehensible? The object is missing. Therefore, this sentence isn't a question in the first place. But the president said it didn't matter, because it wasn't meant to have a correct answer. The object is left for you to fill. I don't exactly understand it, however. The fable you told reminded me of the cone is all. It's just small talk, so don't pull your hair out over it. I find it fascinating, however. For example, if what I don't understand is fate, then what I understand through fate is... What can we as people understand through fate? Fascinating question with no real meaning. This is going someplace. Cones aren't necessarily meant to have an answer, like my question about the king. Can I ask you something? What is it, Chief Officer? How does that story end? What happened to the king? I mean, his kingdom was ruined, so I assume, like, that was the end of it, right? He realized his own actions were the cause of the kingdom's destruction. He felt there was no way to atone for his sins and couldn't bear the weight of his own guilt. So eventually, in his despair... I see. Is the ship starting anytime soon? You've completed the plans for the operation. You two gotta give everything. Tongue, please. You two gotta give everything your final approval before we brief everyone. Hurry up and come to the bridge. Get the plan complete. Yes, let's go. Honestly, that was kind of a sidetrack there, talking about philosophy, I suppose. Not really philosophy is what do you even call it? Our plans for the upcoming operation are complete. Thank you to everyone for assisting in preparing for this operation. The operation name is the Ark of Atrahasis Conquest. If this is successful, this will be our last operation together. Last? Well, yeah, if we win, everyone gets to go home. If we lose, that's the end of the voters. Whatever the result, this is our last battle. We'll succeed. Don't make everyone actions, Kayako. It'll work. Top experts from various fields have all worked together to come up with this plan. It's the closest thing we'll ever get to a perfect operation. Allow me to... Is it really debriefing? Isn't that for, like, after? Our main objective is to destroy the Ark of Atrahasis in the sky above Votos. Only by destroying it can we prevent the false sanctums from corrupting Votos. However, the Ark is protected by a quantum superposition state barrier that makes physical access from the outside impossible. As long as this barrier is in place, physically reaching the Ark is impossible. Therefore, we plan to pass through the barrier by putting the Napishtim's ship in the same quantum superposition state. In other words, we're getting on their level and sliding on in. Thank you, Momoka. I'll be doing the calculations of this multi-dimensional analysis, utilizing the immense computing power of this ship. Out of curiosity, what happens if your calculations are messed up? We pass right through, right? It's a reasonable question. We'll enter a space in the quantum superposition state under the premise of a failed calculation. If we're unlucky, we'll shatter into atoms. If we're lucky, we'll be thrown off the ship and fall from a height of 75 kilometers. All right, let's bring flight suits or parachutes. Hmm. We'll be dead way before we hit the ground. I don't think so. At that height, it's cold. Oh, okay. It's colder than 60 degrees below zero. One breath and your lungs will freeze. Oh, Kayako is knowledgeable. Your body fluids would boil and vaporize before you could blink. If exposed to such an extreme environment, your halo would last 2 minutes max. Thank you for your very optimistic prognosis, Kayako. I feel very encouraged. We're not going to fail. We cannot. After passing through the barrier, we'll be able to physically impact the arc and enter. Actually, I just had a thought, since they have a giant robot and all, no, I'm not thinking about like making a giant weapon. Actually, no, I am kind of. More like trying to analyze. I mean, they have a sample of something that could generate a similar barrier, right? With this ship. So why not analyze it and make weapons that can, pass through the barrier? That being said, they can't see past the barrier, so attacking it would be a bad idea, huh? Yeah, they would have to actually pass through it themselves personally. Otherwise, they'd just be, firing blindly into smoke, you know? You must break into the Ark, hack its operating system. How do you know it has an OS? And thoroughly destroy it so it can never function again. Naturally, we don't expect the enemies inside the Ark to take it lying down. It will be a slow, careful crawl. We will defend against attacks and occupy each area of the Ark, piece by piece, until we are close enough to take over its controls. If we seize control of the Ark like that, we can make its self-destructor crash to the ground. Do you really want to crash such a big object on Kivotos? In other words, our victory conditions are to hack and steal the Ark. Straightforward and easy to understand. I approve. Enemy forces and all, if you want to occupy it, you're gonna have to wipe everything out. That's a pain in the ass. But what about? Oh, I'm a humble sport type AMAS. Yes, surely. That didn't take long. We've been wondering where you disappeared to. What are you doing here? Seriously, Alice in the game development department are here. What are you thinking? Rio is assisting me. You'll grow wrinkles on your forehead, Yuka. And keep me a close eye on her. If she tries anything, I'll take great pleasure in destroying her. I don't know what you're up to, but don't even think about going near the game development department. I'm watching you. But we will talk later, President. I have a lot to discuss with you, starting with the embezzlement. Understood. Just in case, I'll find a way for us to return to the ground. Your permission, of course. Granted, please do. If you end up pushing the brakes down, we'll be stuck in the arc. I'll get to it right away. Don't run. How much time do we have left? Until the reappearance of the false sanctums, 12 hours. We have to drive this battleship up to the sky and capture the Ark within that time, right? Is this operation even remotely feasible? I ran the simulation several times. Success rate is a whopping 3%. 3%? We're gonna need a miracle to be successful. 3% is better than 0. Yes, you're right, Sensei. This is an unprecedented situation in Lotus. We've gone all the way here by forging a path through utterly incomprehensible phenomena. Ever since the first sign, Yurinozo Seiya's prophecy, we've been in uncharted territory. When the six masses of energy were detected in photos, they were invisible and incomprehensible phenomena. The false sanctums that appeared afterward attacked with all the mysteries that have occurred in Kyoto so far. The uncontrollable AI Decagrammaton, the mimesis that reproduces memories, ancient technology like the nameless gods, and the chroma that distorts the identity of Kyoto's students. Through a large-scale allied operation, we successfully banded together and defeated the Guardians and destroyed all the sanctums. Now the sanctums are about to be restored. All these situations have been terrifying, beyond my comprehension. I'm sure each and every one of you understands. The prophecy, Decagrammaton Mimesis, the Chroma, Nameless Gods, Division, the False Sanctums, the Guardians, the Guided Chroma, Phanacotes. Probably of success may only be 3%, but it doesn't matter. We have to work through the odds, as we always have. Let's give her all the saved photos. Yep, gotta try. For Shiroko! She's got the name, huh? We've come all the way here, so we can only move forward. Oh, we must proceed in 8 hours. Wait, we must be ready in 8 hours? Wait. Let me see that again. Then please prepare an appreciative ship. We must be ready to proceed in 8 hours. Okay, so you're giving the operation time like 4? That's all? We have the manual, don't we? We'll just have to memorize it. You expect someone to stuff all that information in their brain in a few hours? It doesn't matter if it's possible or not. We just have to do it. Or, have a copy of the thing at hand, I mean, it's a pain in the ass. But it's there. We'll master the manual and operate an efficient ship. The operator, I think we need at least 10 of them, maybe 100. How is Sensei gonna do? The Shittim chest can make it work somehow. Right, sure, let's push her on a little bit, yeah? I can't talk that big and then just sit back. I'll support you, Sensei. In? We're all in here. There's no room for playing it safe or hesitations. I wouldn't leave Sensei to deal with the most dangerous task on their own. I mean, it's obvious, isn't it? Otherwise, you wouldn't have gone all the way through the desert and into Kaiser Corp's, facility, Hey, John, you're my rock. If he's just memorizing manual, I think I can do it. If Sensei says so. I, the treasurer of Seminar, can sit on the sidelines. I'll join too. Seriously, why is Hanako in the makeup room? The senior administrator Gehenna. I can't. As the senior, no, can't let you take all the spotlight. Me as well. 92. Yes, all the smarty pants. Let's go. Didn't come here to do something like this. Guess I have no choice. Everyone's enthusiastic. So this is way too much for me. She's my spirit animal. You came all the way here and you're not going to help? Don't lose to peer pressure. Didn't you say you would follow in to the ends of the universe with me? Don't make that face. I got it. Fine. Sure, why not? I guess I can do it too. It's not intergalactic. Neither is it a battleship. So do we get uniforms too? Oh, we're the intergalactic battleship crew. Isn't a dedicated uniform part of the bill? Why would... Oh, right, she does cosplay. You can handle that, but where are you getting the materials? You have time for uniforms for an intergalactic battleship crew. Don't tell me you already had them on hand. Be a challenge. One that I can't refuse to turn down. We can't let down the dreams of the engineering department. We can't wear school uniforms while shouting lines like "take off" or "raise the altitude." It's true. I like it. Let's get this underway. Great. I'll find some references from enemies and manga. I'll get to production right now. First, I need everyone's sizes. Somehow I don't want Haruko on the design team. I'll add some features and modify it into something more like a pilot suit rather than a uniform. You have any opinion, Sensei? Yes, he has an opinion. Will it matter? Okay, let's see. An intergalactic battleship operator must wear a garrison hat. It's like being a flight attendant, so a scarf is standard. I don't know much else, but most importantly, Captain must wear a long coat. Clearly, the long coat is most important. Okay, we'll consider your opinion. Got it. Is that what's going on? Then let's get this underway. We'll start departure preparations now and fly to the arc above the sky in 8 hours. I would go in 6, honestly. I mean, sure, it's a rush, but you never know how long it'll take, to take over the dang place. 4 hours? We'll need to bring in operators, air traffic controllers, hackers, and people to manage meals and medical treatment. Yep, we'll need to recruit more students as well. And you, Sensei, and the rest of the students have been working all this time without rest. Don't you think everyone needs a break? Especially you, Yes, we won't be able to perform at our best if we are sleep deprived. We should all take some time to rest. Everyone, we'll leave 8 hours from now, as soon as the sun rises. Till then, please rest while you can. I thought they were gonna memorize, the instruction manuals and all that they, made in the past few hours, right? Dang, that's a lot of work. See you all tomorrow morning above the sky. Last night on the ground. It would feel really weird to have takeoff after, to start the next stream before reading this chapter, but how long would that take? It's already been an hour since I started streaming. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I'll read it. I'll continue tomorrow, yes. In the meantime, I'll need to note that this is before takeoff. Okay, so yep, I'm ending the stream there. Same time tomorrow. Wait, not same time. Depends on who she honestly. She doesn't have a schedule.